everyone, welcome to today's online devotional. Pastor Andrew here, and today we find ourselves in the Chapel Hills neighborhood. It's actually my neighborhood. It's where I've lived and been for the last 7 years with Sarah, and so this is a very familiar place to me, and maybe it is for you too. We're looking at this theme of neighboring, about being a good neighbor, and how we do that, what that looks like. Today's scripture comes from Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 10, where it says, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to lift them up." I think sometimes we live our lives and we ignore a very important reality, and that is the person who lives next door is actually present to us for much of our lives, and actually can be a great blessing in our lives. When Sarah and I moved into this neighborhood, we've actually found that there are a few guys around us in close proximity to us, in fact our closest neighbors, who were single, lived by themselves. And as time has gone on, we've sought to build relationships. One in particular that I'm thinking about has really been a blessing mutually in both of our lives. Started with just a little dog conversation across the fence, so to speak. But as time went on, we mutually were making meals for each other in each other's homes. I, at the moment, have a lawnmower that belongs to my neighbor because I've managed to successfully break two lawnmowers in the last 3 years. We're also watering his plant while he's on vacation. He actually came over to our home a few years ago and helped me put up a wall in our basement. I kind of can do some DIY, but he is a taskmaster. He had this gun thing that could shoot bullets nails in the floor. A few years ago he was really unwell, and I was able to visit with him in hospital. There's a real blessing that's potentially available to us if we're able to invest time with our neighbors. I think too often we overlook that reality. They're right next door to us, and in a pinch they can be a real blessing. I want you to think about that today, and perhaps think about ways in which you can be reaching out, perhaps going deeper in your relationship with your neighbor, the person who lives next door to you or just down the road. Perhaps take a moment this morning and think about how a neighbor has been a blessing to you, or maybe ways that you have been a blessing to your neighbor, and perhaps we can share those, generate some ideas about how we can be a presence for good in our neighbors' lives. Have a great day.